everybody. Back Porch Sports is back.
Yeah, we back.
Folks, another week. Another talk show. And we up here with your boy, Quan.
And, of course, the one and only Fonz.
And we are here, and we want to say, first off, thank everyone, to our listeners, to our viewers, to everybody on Back Porch Sports After Party.
All the
The ones that, take the time out just to hear us, Yeah. And we definitely appreciate everybody, Corey, James, Keith, and all the rest of y'all, we thank y'all and your grandmama, your great grandmother, your uncle, your niece, Lottie Dottie, and everybody. We hopefully, y'all enjoy y'all week and springtime coming and Easter come on and
but y'all go out there with them bright tail Easter suits now and them big hats now.
Right. But anyways, jumping right into the news, Fonz, what you got?
All right, so the Saints and the Eagles have traded some picks. The Saints are acquiring the 16th and 19th overall pick in the first round, of course, and the 6th round selection, which is 194. The Eagles are getting the 18th overall pick, as well as a 2023 first rounder, a 2024 second rounder, and a 22 pick from the third round, which is number 101, and pick number 237, which is in the 6th round, of course.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on between Philly and New Orleans, but they are stockpiling some picks for something.
Yeah.
Somebody's reaching for something.
Yeah, somebody wants something. I hope they get it, because they're going to need it.
Yeah, both of them. They're going to need
it. Just a whole bunch of draft picks being traded back and forth between the teams, whatever they trying to do. I guess both teams got some type of agreement going on, and they trying to help each other out. Anyways.
Anyway. Yeah, it is what it is. It ain't my team. I got a ring.
Wagner.
So we had a basketball game. My bad, man. Had a basketball game on last night. Let me go back. So the battle for North Carolina happened.
Right.
Of course, Coach K, one of the better coaches in NCAA history. He got sent off with a bang, so to speak.
Right.
But then come last night, the Tar Heels had to face the Kansas Jayhawk boys. And we thought that was going to win, but sadly, to the chagrin of people that's in North Carolina, they took that
L like they always do.
Well,
I'm not a big Carolina fan. I don't even drink Pepsi, so I mean, at this point,
I really think beating Duke was their championship. I'm not a Carolina fan either. I only rooted for them because I had a specific rooting interest. But the Saturday night was their championship.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's going to be the thing. They're going to hold over Duke forever.
Coach K put that spell on them and said, until you do right by me, everything you think about won't fail. Well, so big shout out to Coach K, man. I was going for Duke just simply because of Coach K.
Yeah.
I mean, the everything that he's the godfather of Duke. Enough said there. I mean,
he'll still have a parking space there. Like,
yeah,
he ain't going nowhere.
But
all right. So moving on from that, and congratulations to the Kansas City. Why I keep saying Kansas City? I want some barbecue. The Kansas Jayhawks. Congratulations to y'all.
They played a good game too. That was a very good game. I watched it last night.
I mean, they came back from 15 points at the half. Like, it was great.
Yeah, that was a good game. Pretty good game. Yep.
All right. So up next, what you was getting ready to allude to, Bobby Wagner signed with the Rams.
Yeah, I figured he was gonna do that. They was already looking at him in the beginning.
Yeah,
I mean, it was talk might go to Baltimore, which would have been
beautiful.
I would have just cut the TV off for the year. And we had to cut the podcast off for a little while.
Nah, we wouldn't have cut nothing. Now, if I had to come up here myself, I would have. We would have cut nothing off. But yeah,
like you said, like turn mess off. Yo, man, that night was crazy.
That night was fun. Oh man, I have stuff I don't remember. But anyway. So the longtime Seattle Seahawks All-Pro linebackers agreed to terms with the Los Angeles Rams, which was on last Thursday. He's getting a 5-year, $50 million deal in LA, worth up to $65 million with incentives. So the word is out that the Ravens actually gave him a better deal than that.
Right.
But because he's from LA and he get to play the Seahawks twice a year, he took that dirty bubble challenge. Where the Rams getting all this money? When were they getting all this money from? Because they signing everybody.
I have no idea.
I don't see where it's coming
getting
from.
This money from, but I mean they got it. So I mean they
do it.
So, but they acquiring it on good players. You know what I'm saying? They acquired it on Jalen Ramsey, one of the best corners in the league. They acquired it on who else they signed? Von Miller when he was there.
Yeah. They traded for Odell. Excuse me.
They traded for Odell. And now they got Bobby Wagner. I mean, so that defense is even more a little vicious.
Yeah.
With
little vicious.
They scary.
Yeah, they tough,
I wonder do the AFC not play them this year?
No, we did. We played them we played them back in 2019.
Oh, well, we got a while good.
So we got a couple of years left.
Yeah. I'm trying to see them.
I'm ready for them to go on that sharp decline. Yeah. Like they getting ready to go on.
Down. Wait for the fire to get out.
Yeah, ready for that fire. They fanning the flames right there to keep it going. You know, because they mortgage their future for the next probably 7 to 8 years. By going ahead and saying the heck with all these draft picks and the heck with the money, we trying to go ahead and win now. And then they signed Matthew Stafford to that deal. So, hey, the Rams do it. I mean, you're going to see a lot of teams following suit. So, Todd Bowles is the new head coach of the Buccaneers.
It's going to be a defensive-minded team now.
I'm trying to tell you. So the thing is, Bruce Arians stepped down. If y'all ain't seen it yet, it's out there. But Bruce Arians stepped down to take a front office position with the Buccaneers.
More money and more control. Yep.
Yeah, I see that. But it's two stories that it's kind of intertwined with each other. So Shannon Sharp said that he feels like that he is 99.9% sure that Tom Brady has something to do with that.
Now, why is that?
Well, he put it when Tom Brady came back. It was either because if you notice, if you watch the combine, Arians was like, "Okay, we're gonna search for other guy. We got this. Yada yada yada. Blase blase." Tom Brady come back 2 weeks later. He says, "I'm stepping down." It is believed by Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shannon, if you don't know, that Brady told the management is either BA or me. And BA is Bruce Arians.
All right.
So here's my thing about that. Okay. You won a Super Bowl with the guy.
Right.
The first year in Tampa Bay.
Right.
They call the city Tampa Bay now.
Which I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
I look at it as though it was a ruse all along. You know, it was a wool covered over our eyes for a minute because, first of all, Tom Brady retired. Like, all right, cool. You know, we give him his props and everything, send him off with a bang. Then he comes back 40 days later, and then 2 weeks later, Bruce Arians stepped down.
Right.
It might be some type of truth to what Shannon Sharp's saying.
Might be.
Because you can't just go from point A to point Z in one shot. Right. You got to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. So that's something that, you know, we got to look out for. But, you know, what's your take on that one?
You know, now that you say that, I don't know whether you record this, but I know I do. It was a time where Bruce Arians admitted that he allowed Tom Brady to be a coach of that team.
Yeah, I remember.
Like it was times that Bruce Arians would sit back and let Tom Brady run it. Well, that's not so fun all the time. You know what I'm saying? And with Tom Brady, I mean, respectfully, it comes with that kind of, because I mean, he done seen everything, he done done everything.
Right.
I mean, it's nothing that the defense can show him possibly that he has not seen, depending on the scheme. But like I said, like it's not too much that you can throw at him that he doesn't know, because he's been in the league since he didn't have as much hair as he do now. Since he was a young buck.
But he was
so I mean,
and stuff.
Been in the league for over 20 years. So I mean, you know, he done seen it all. I mean, from the good to the bad, from the bad to the good. So I kind of understand where Bruce Arians is coming. Who wants to be a coach and not have coaching powers, if that makes sense? When you have such a veteran guy at the quarterback position, I mean, he's basically telling him what he wants to do or what he see. There's no, I want to do this. Which Bruce Arians is, well, he comes from an offensive coordinator background. He was a
Steelers offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was still an offensive coordinator at one point. And then where did he go after he left Pittsburgh? I think he went to,
I want to say Arizona. No. He was the head coach of Arizona. He went to Indianapolis. And
then he went to Arizona, and now he's in Tampa. Yeah. So, I mean, he's moving to the front office, I believe, because of so much. Being that he had to bow down on Tom Brady as a head coach, he may not have to worry about him as much on the front office side, where he will be making more decisions based off for the franchise, more for just the team that's on the field. So that's a great move if you don't want to be bothered by a man that think he knows everything.
I mean, but it's a great move. At the same time, he's still gonna be bothered by the man that knows everything, because you take a front office personnel position, Brady is still gonna be in your ear. Because now it's gonna be, first it was, I'm gonna run this offense the way I see fit. Forget your ball. Forget what you know. Forget what you know to do. Now it's gonna be, I want him. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. If you don't get it for me, I'm gonna go whine about it. The difference is that Tom Brady does not have Robert Kraft to go to and say, he did me dirty. He ain't got that no more. So we, you know, that's something we got to keep a watch out for. All right, so we at the part of the show where we ask you guys, and if you're in the after party, you would know that this segment is called Say It With Your Chest.
Say it with your chest.
So now we got a special one, and I know my mother is going to be watching this show. Hey, mama. So she made a comment. My mother put a comment and said with your chest. And this is something that came out last week. Ray Lewis put out a tweet that said that, and I'm not going to quote him directly because I don't remember it, but it's so many words. He alluded to the fact he was going to pull a Tom Brady.
Oh, come out of retirement?
Yeah, so my mom says Ray Lewis contemplating on doing a Tom Brady. Selfishly speaking, yes.
No.
I don't know. Look. There's that. All right, so there's a upside and there's a downside to that. First of all, Ray Lewis is approaching 40 or is already 40. His last 2 years in the league was injury plagued, right? So that right there, I'm a little iffy about. Even as a fan of Ray Lewis, this style of football now, which relies on the passing game versus stopping the run,
right?
And I'm a huge Ray fan. The upside, and it's way up. The upside to this is he could coach them young boys.
Possibly.
He could coach them young boys. He could possibly be like they did back in the day, a player coach, where you had a player that was also the coach.
Right. I mean,
the upside to this, he would teach those boys how to study film
the
right way. And of course, he's going to teach how to tackle. I'm not talking about no pity pat tackle. I ain't talking about no pop one. No, not even middle school tackling. I'm talking about take your head off and hand it to you tackling. So those are the pros and cons.
like you said, it's a different ball game. And then as far as the contact that he is used to back in his day, he can't do it no more. He can't do that no more. He can't do it no more. I'm not saying he can't tackle them no more. I'm talking about the way he did it back. I mean,
that'll suck for y'all if Ray Lewis were to come back.
We don't need nobody of the old Ravens to come back. We don't need.
Yes, we do. We need an Ed Reed. We need a Ray Lewis. We need a Terrell Suggs. We need all of it.
We don't need none of them guys.
We need all of it.
All of them retired and on CBS and NBC.
And the thing is, we don't need their playability per se. We need their mind and how to approach the game.
Y'all just need them to show up every game, because at that time Ray Lewis showed up, boy, y'all got rowdy. Y'all got rowdy. Y'all got rowdy when he went out there and did that dance, man. Y'all got rowdy.
Too bad it wasn't against the Steelers, boy. That would have been epic.
Yeah, that would have been scary. But yeah, thankfully those days are over.
No, see, as I say, it'll suck for y'all.
Those days are over. That bad blood thing is old. Well, I ain't gonna say
it ain't over. It is,
but it's not as. It's just not the same. Football ain't the same. It's
not played with the same intensity that it was played with. You know, back in those days.
Right.
But to say that the rivalry is over, it has died down. But it's not over because we in the same division.
The blood's still dripping a little bit. But
it's dripping, and ain't no Band-Aid gonna stop that bleeding. But
so I'm gonna ask y'all a question before we get out of here. I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and maybe next week we can bring it on. We see how much we like this question. But
yeah,
speaking of Ray Lewis, who is the better linebacker, Ray Lewis or Patrick Willis?
I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question. It's definitely Ray Lewis by a large margin.
We'll leave that to the public, and
you won't be surprised.
Below, and
it's the reason why Patrick Willis wore 52. I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, it's the reason why. It's the reason why for a lot of things when it comes down to sports.
Yeah, but when it come down to when it come down to football, and when it come down to the X's and O's, yes, Patrick Willis is a generational talent, but his body couldn't hold up.
It couldn't. But that's just. I feel like that's one of the. I mean, who else can you compare to Ray Lewis outside of Patrick Willis? Not
Urlacher.
I like Patrick. I think Patrick Willis is probably one of the closest fits as far as some of the physicality that he brought to the 49ers.
But I mean, that's it though. Like, what else did Patrick Lewis bring that was comparable to Ray Lewis?
Patrick Lewis. He used to say Patrick Lewis.
He wore 52.
So we'll leave that question.
He wanted to be Ray Lewis. I'm gonna call him Patrick Lewis. I mean, that's one question I want. I don't know, and we're gonna post it in the after party because I want to hear y'all say it. I might post it on my personal page too. When it comes down to linebackers, middle linebackers to be exact, top three. That's what we want. Top three. We'll debate it later.
Top three linebackers ever. I mean, that can go as far back as doggone. What's his name? I don't know why I want to say Lumberjack. I don't know why I want to.
Not Lumberjack.
Anyways,
so look,
I can't think of his name right now. Mean Joe Green, and them boys on the Pittsburgh and all the boys.
But I don't remember a middle linebacker. I wasn't born there, so it don't matter. That's some stuff I got to look up.
But that's ever though. I mean, that's let's go from the '90s. Patrick.
Let's start from the '80s because we can't forget about Mike Singletary. So let's start from the '80s on up to now.
Right, bet.
That's about a 30-some-odd year gap.
Yeah. So from the '80s to now, top three linebackers that ever played.
Middle linebackers.
Linebackers.
If you now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to doo-doo on this man greatness, but if you say Lawrence Taylor, you automatically disqualified because he's outside linebacker. We're talking about middle linebackers, the Mike. The man who got the green dot on his helmet. That's who we want to talk about. So We're gonna post it up in the after party, and hey, we can wrap it up right here.
Yep. So
for the Back Porch Sports Podcast, this has been fun.
Go on.
And we out.
We out of here.
Peace.
Deuces.